to my podcast or my YouTube channel, depending if you're getting a little snippet of this on there. My name is Bailey Rayne, and welcome to Rayne Movement. And I'm really excited and honored to have here one of my dearest friends, Donna Morano. And she's known me literally since I moved to East Tennessee, so 7 years ago or so.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah.
So, of course, everything here on this podcast we talk about is spirituality and really our movement towards healing and what that looks like. And it looks different for every single one of us. And that's what's so beautiful about it. And being open to share and be with that energy with not just yourself, because it can be a very lonely situation, but to be able to share it with somebody else. And that could be a friend, it could be maybe you just listening to this podcast and knowing that you're not alone in this journey. And so with that, let's get started.
Never would I have guessed that art could be a tool for healing, right? It was always just something fun. And I think that's part of the journey of why, not just me, but for a lot of people, we let go of childhood things, right? Maybe because it's like, okay, art is a hobby. It's just, something you do when you're young, But my gosh, what a powerful tool. One of many powerful tools for healing. And so how it's been healing for me, what I've discovered is when I'm painting in this specific way, intuitively or in an expressive way, not to paint a thing, right? So the goal is not to paint something pretty. The goal is not even to paint like a specific tree or a specific rock or person or object. And that may come out in your painting, but that's not the goal of the painting. And so painting in this way has really been, in one way, it's been a mirror. It's a beautiful reflective process because it's reflecting what needs to be processed, right? In whatever way it needs to come out. But what's really cool is it's reflective because you're now seeing it out of yourself. It was in you and now it's out, and it's a totally different perspective in that aspect too. So you're physically seeing something like, oh wow, that's something that was inside me. I don't even necessarily have to know what it means or what it's about, but I just know it is something that needed to be expressed,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And so in that way, it's like, I'm always pleasantly surprised at what I paint. I'm always like, wow, and I'm not talking about any kind of masterpiece either. Yeah. But I'm just surprised at what shows up on the canvas or whatever the substrate is. Yeah. Whether it's paper or canvas, whatever it is. I'm always so surprised. The other big thing for me, how it's been healing is it kind of like bypasses my mind a little bit. It's really shown me, how do I want to say it? It's helped me overcome my mind or overcome objections. So when you're painting, even if you've painted for a while, but especially if you are not experienced at painting or haven't done it in a long time, or you have self criticism about it, right? Which we all do. Yeah. There is a lot of that stuff that comes up, the self-judgment, the self-criticizing. Yes.
All the ego in the mind.
Yes. It really shows up. I would imagine even with dancing, it would show up whenever you're getting ready to do a routine or anything like that. Or when you're getting ready to paint something, and especially you're staring at a blank canvas, and even while you're painting. So it's been a really beautiful awareness for me about what kind of fears show up, what kind of criticism shows up. It's helped me to identify those voices.
Yeah.
Right? And then to have the awareness, but then to actually practice what's beautiful about what happens. The more you do it, the more you start to be like, okay, I'm aware of that voice. I'm letting it go. I'm going to continue to do what I'm doing. And it is a learning process to kind of like be like, okay, right now I feel like just swashing blue, you know?
Yeah.
And then I feel like just swashing or making a triangle of red. You know, it doesn't even have to make any sense.
No, exactly.
And that's the beautiful process of it. And it's just surprising because you don't think that could be healing, but it really it is.
Powerful. Well, I mean, everything you said, it's like the ego and the mind wants to suffer.
Yeah.
And so when we're creating something with the intention of it coming from our deepest heart and our deepest being,
Yeah.
the ego likes to suffer. So it's like, oh no, but you're not good enough. You're not worthy enough. That's not good. So you need to stop doing that. That doesn't look good. Why'd you do that? Why'd you even bother? Where what I hear you saying is, like in the very beginning of this episode, I had us ask, what am I really feeling right now?
Yes.
And it's like, it's a process of meditation. Once you're able to become aware of your thoughts, which is all meditation is the observation of your thoughts. Once you hit that point that you mentioned, that you're aware that those are your thought patterns, it's almost like, okay, I'll observe you from a distance, but from right now, I feel this.
Yes.
And I don't care about that anymore. I am going to move from my heart, my soul, my being, and I'm going to put that on here, and it doesn't have to make sense. So, shush, ego. This is about my heart right now.
Yes.
This is about what I feel.
Yeah, totally. Totally.
It's so amazing.
It really is amazing. Now, and it takes a little bit to get there. It really does. It's amazing because you do come up to like resistance. Mm-hmm. You do.
Oh, yeah, it's natural.
Yeah.
It's so natural for us to resist that. And it's human nature.
Yeah.
And it's okay to have that.
Yeah.
That's the one thing I feel like where the spiritual bypassing is. It's like, oh no, it's not okay for me to feel that way.
Yes.
I only feel positive and light all the time.
Yeah.
No, actually.
Yes.
We are humans.
Yep.
Chose to be humans. We're not some enlightened godlike being. We're here.
Yep.
And part of being with the earth, and when you're working with art, that is so earthy. It's like coming from, everything about art comes from the earth. I mean, it's very grounded.
Yeah.
And you want to be in the depths of your emotions.
Yeah.
And that's like being in the depth of the earth, you know, the grief, the decomposition, the ugly.
Yes.
It's ugly naturally in where do you think mushrooms come from? I mean, you know, like
exactly
decomposition, and create something beautiful.
Yeah.
And so if you allow yourself to decompose a little, and express that, and then you have this beautiful thing looking back at you. Like you said, it doesn't have to make sense. Half the time we don't even know why we're crying, what we're processing, what we're going through.
Yes.
And it's a reflection.
Yes.
Reflection shown back to you.
Yeah.
Of like, wow. And then maybe you take a week or so to keep looking at that. And just,
yes.
wow.
Yes.
Do you do that where you like have a piece and you just, I need to come back and look at that later?
Yeah.
See what comes through later?
Totally.